Here's my review of the Nokia N810 internet tablet. I'll first be going over its hardware, then move along to its software. Alright, as you see here, you have this very large 4.13 inch touchscreen, bigger than the iPhone, I might add. And here you have this metal faceplate. It's like a brushed steel gray, kind of bluish metal. Right here you have a light sensor, the white dot, and then the camera. Right here you have the application switcher button and the back button. One thing to note is that these buttons are just kind of buttons you press, but you don't exactly get a sense of click out of it. It's not exactly the most responsive is what I'm saying. Alright, then we move around to this side. You have the speaker grill right here. It's on both sides actually. You have this stylus that comes with it. It's a pretty good stylus, nice and thick, so you can actually grab it without your hands cramping up. Right here you have the 3.5mm headphone jack, power, little kickstand you can flip out in 1, 2, 3 various positions for resting down. And right here is a micro USB, so you can transfer files and whatnot. And right here is where you can access the mini SD card slot. Nothing much about that. And the front is where it gets a little bit more interesting. Right here is where we have the lock function of the tablet. Basically, it can lock the usage of the keyboard and the touchscreen. Right here is the power button. You'll be using that to turn it on and off, along with various other things, such as locking the device. Right here, plus minus, is the zoom in, zoom out kind of thing. And this button is a full screen toggle switch. Basically, it takes any application and boom, makes it full screen, and then you can press it again to take it back into a more smaller window. Right, and then a cover of the keyboard. Right here we have a D-pad, center button too, and right here's a menu button which opens up any kind of menu that any application might have. Right here we have a 4-row QWERTY keyboard. One thing to note on this keyboard is that the keys are not exactly very separate, so it's kind of hard to feel if you're taking your finger off one key and then moving to another. Along with that, each key is slightly raised, as in it's kind of like has a curvature to it. My typing experience on this is pretty good. I don't really have any problems with it. It's not exactly as fast as I want it to be, but I think I can get at least 20 words per second out of this, which doesn't really sound fast if you type really fast on a keyboard. It's perfectly fine for entering any short URLs, looking up stuff on Google, or using chat on Gmail or whatever. But overall, the keyboard's pretty good. It's a good thing to have. It's pretty convenient, and not too much wrong with it. Alright, so we get into the software portion. Alright, let me unlock the keys and everything. So right here you have the basic user interface. It's just like any other user interface. It takes time to get used to, but once you get used to it, it's perfectly fine. It's based off of Linux, and as you can see, everything opens up pretty snappy. Let me give you an example of opening up the control panel. Alright. But as you just saw me use, you can use your fingers on a lot of this. It's not exactly too precise sometimes, as in you don't need to be too precise with your clicking and whatnot. The stylus is definitely better used for internet browsing, as you can click on those small URLs or whatnot. A few main things I'll be going over are the internet browsing capabilities of this tablet, along with the music and video playing capabilities, along with YouTube. Big kind of thing. Alright, so I guess we'll start off with the internet. Let me just open up my home page, which is Google. And as you can see right there, it's loading it up. The application loads up pretty fast. And we'll just wait. Now, it wasn't exactly too snappy, but it does get a little bit faster once you've finished starting up the application. Right here, I just press this to toggle the full screen. Alright, with the internet browser, I don't really find much wrong with it. It's pretty full-featured. It has Flash 9, so you can actually watch YouTube on the site itself. Along with that, there's not very many problems with it. I find it perfectly reasonable for reading any kind of web pages. I wouldn't expect to, surf the internet as fast as you would on a, let's say, Firefox 3.5 on your laptop or whatever. But it really does get the job done. I find myself using this to browse the internet in bed a lot more. And this thing can play YouTube videos inside the browser itself. It's not as fast as what you would do if you had another application for it, but it's manageable, and depending on the video, it works perfectly fine. Alright, so we'll talk about music and video. Music plays absolutely fine. There's tons of applications you can download to play different files of music. Two notable things being InPlayer and Canola 2, which will basically play any kind of video or music format you throw at it. And playback's fine, volume's fine. The speakers on this thing are actually pretty nice. Along with video, one thing that I found with video is that some of the videos, if you just download off the internet and put them on the Nokia, they don't work exactly. They don't run extremely well. The frame rate's kind of laggy at times, and what I find to be best for the Nokia is that you should download a video converter for the Nokia tablets. You can find it on the internet. But after that, it's pretty nice. You have this nice screen to watch videos on, and I haven't done much video watching, but there's nothing really much wrong with it. And we'll get into YouTube actually. As I said before, YouTube on the internet browser itself isn't exactly the best possible YouTube experience you can get out of it. What the best experience is to download separate applications that you can use to access YouTube. Right here, a thing called MyTube. It's just an application made by one of many developers, and basically on this thing you can search for videos. Let's give an example up in the screen. Nokia, and then it'll start loading up those videos for you, and you just press play over there and everything will start. You won't get HD video out of the Nokia, but for video viewing YouTube videos, it's pretty nice. The last thing that I'm going to cover about the Nokia is the open source development on this thing. Since the Linux tablet, you have lots of developers developing lots of different programs for the Nokia itself. So right here you see these set of 8 icons. That's something developers have developed to make little shortcut menus on your desktop. Here's another one, basically another shortcut menu. But right now I've got 3 different web browsers installed. Different web browsers vary in speed. I've got a couple music players on there. I have a VNC viewer, a text editor. I've got chat on there. And I've got Google Voice Dial Central, which is basically calling on your Nokia. And another feature people like to ask about is the Skype calling and the webcam. Unfortunately, Skype does not support the webcam on this thing, but there are other video applications you can use to get video chat. Along with that, another awesome feature I might add is the ability to call people. Call a cell phone, house phone, landline, whatever, on the Nokia itself. I've actually surprised a few people by making random calls on this thing, and I find it pretty fun. But otherwise, I've had a really nice time with this thing. I find it to be a very nice piece of equipment. I like tech gadgets a lot, and this thing actually satisfies the niche between a laptop and, let's say, a netbook. It's extremely portable. It has tons of capabilities that I can't even cover in an entire review. But otherwise, if you're thinking about this and you want something that's a mobile internet device, you want something that can do music, videos, PDF, documents, like a mini computer, I would definitely recommend this. Thanks for watching.